So I'm hoping that this angle works, and I'm gonna have to do some tweaking and things like that. It's been a very, very long time since I have filmed a YouTube video. Try to get in the habit of doing YouTube again and filming tutorials and doing things of that nature, because I feel like there aren't a lot of tutorials on YouTube anymore. It's mostly reviews and declutter, not hey, let's use what we have and figure out how to do makeup together. So I think I am going to be doing like shorts as well, like the skits and the story times and things like that I was doing on TikTok. I'm just gonna move that kind of content over here. But yeah, so let's go ahead and just jump into it then. So a lot has changed about how I do my makeup these days. And if you follow me over, or if you did follow me over on TikTok, you would see that more. You would see how I do my makeup day in, day out. So we're just gonna walk through like my normal everyday makeup routine, what I would do like if I need to just be ready for the day. So what I usually do is I start with this Say concealer as a color corrector, because I bought it in a shade that is like 2 shades too dark. So it turns kind of orangey yellow on me. So I just kind of use it on places that I feel I need some color correction, and that way I'm not wasting it. I didn't have to return it. It's not getting thrown away. There is a purpose for it in my makeup. Then I am way more into like a glowy, dewy finish these days. So I've been loving this new Patrick Ta foundation. It's very light coverage, but it's very glowy, very dewy, very beautiful. Great for the dry skinned girlies. If you have oily skin, you could probably wear it with proper skin prep, but I have definitely become more of like a skin tint kind of a person. So I don't do foundation a lot, but this one I really like. I really like the way it looks. I like the way it sits and feels on my skin. I think the older I've gotten, the drier my skin has gotten. So I just switched to doing skin tints, and I don't typically wear like an actual foundation. This is one of the only actual foundations that I really wear consistently and all the time. Like, look at the finish on that though. Like, it's beautiful. Another brand that I've really fallen in love with over the last year is Westman Atelier, and this is their Vital Skincare Concealer. I love this. I know it's expensive, and I know, but this is such a good concealer. I'm in love with just about everything I have purchased from this brand, and Gucci Westman just knocks it. She just knocks it out of the park on every single product I've tried, and I always am looking at the gondola in Sephora being like, I just want to try all of this. I want all of this. Another thing that has changed a lot is I mostly use cream products on my face now. I don't use a lot of powder anymore, which is not something that I ever thought would be a thing in my life. And this Merit bronzer balm stick, whatever this thing is called, is so amazing. It's so foolproof and just like easy to use that I just do this kind of where I want it and then just blend it out, and I don't even really have to think about it. It just blends so easy, and it's beautiful on the skin. And I use the shade Clay, and it gives me just the right amount of bronze. There is one lighter than this, but I thought it was going to be too light for me, so I did this one, and I love the color, and the texture for me is wonderful. I love that when I went and played that footage back, I was like, oh no, this is beautiful and great, and I just like slapped it on my face, and it's like orange. No, but like, look at it blended out. It's so great. Anyway, Then I take the Merit stick. What is this called? Oh my God, I can't read that. The Minimalist. That's what it's called. Oh my God, my eyesight. I'm just old. I'm not old, I'm 35. But anyway, so then I just kind of take and clean up my contour, clean up under this eye area, center of my nose, just to help brighten and lift the face a little bit more. And then I just blend that out and kind of down because I want this area to be highlighted and I want this area to be bronzed. Yeah, because I got a little carried away and my bronzer went down a little bit too low because I'm not going to do contour or anything like that. I don't contour anymore at all, like hardly ever. And if I do, I use this little Westman Atelier stick in the shade Biscuit, and that's basically what I do. That's it. I don't do anything fancy ever. Then again, because Westman Atelier is my absolute most favorite thing, their blush sticks. This shade in particular is the shade Garçon. I think that's how you say it. I love this color. It's kind of, what would you call that? Like a mauve? I don't know. It's almost gray looking in person. Like it definitely has more gray to it than anything else I would typically wear. But like, I love her. She's beautiful. And that's how I apply my blush. And we maybe need a little bit more. I keep it kind of off the front of the face. I'll smile a little bit and go close to the apple, but I keep it kind of further back, higher up towards the temple. More of an 80s placement, if you will. Then we're gonna do a little bit of highlighter today. I've been trying to use this Dior one up. If you follow me followed me on TikTok, you know how I feel about her. She's fine. She's pretty. Is she anything to write home about? Is she phenomenal? No. Is she worth $42? That's up for you to decide. I don't think she is. I think she's nice and she's pretty, but I have other highlighters that do the same thing that she does for half the price, a third of the price. I feel like I'm like looking everywhere but at the camera while I'm doing this. I feel like my blush just got a little bit too close to the front of my face. So I'm just kind of taking my beauty sponge with any foundation or anything and just kind of hitting the front of that to take it away from the front of my face a little bit. I just like the way that looks. Anyway, I'm going to set with some powder now, and we are a Kosas stan household. I love Kosas. Most anything and everything that they do, I am pretty good about. I wasn't super happy that they discontinued their face oil. That made me really mad, actually, because that face oil was like life-giving in the winter. But she's gone. They tried to replace her with the BB Burst, which was fine. I ended up giving that to my sister because for me it was just another skin tint and it didn't really do anything phenomenal for me. But I really like the foundation. I love the concealer. This powder is amazing. Their brow products are great. I love their bronzer and their blushes. Again, we are a Kosas stan household. To set my face, I'm going to use the Kimchi powder. This is translucent. It says PP03 on the bottom. And I am just going to use the tiniest amount of this on a big brush. I don't even really want that much. I know a lot of people are like, use it under your under eye. It's so blurring. And I'm like, yeah, it's whatever. It's a nice powder. Don't get me wrong. I love this Kimchi powder. But there are loose powders that I like better. I do feel like I lost a little bit of my bronzer. So I'm just taking a little bit of the Kosas one because it's more on the sheer side. And I am just kind of tapping that in over where my bronzer was. Nothing crazy, just like that. Then because we're not too set, because I didn't use a lot of powder, I'm gonna go back in with my blush and just kind of reinforce that color a little bit. Not a lot, just kind of in this area, just to bring that back out. Okay, so if I spent any more time on my eyebrows, I'm pretty sure we'd be here for like 8 years. So, yeah. There's something. There's something. They are on my face. So my eyeshadow during the week is incredibly boring, and today I'm going to use Motif and Samoa Silk from MAC. I just bought new ones of these. I haven't used these in so long, and I'm really excited. So I'm just going to take Motif, which is this lighter one, all over my lid. I think I need a mirror so I can see what I'm doing. And really just pat that on. This is kind of orangey. It's got a pink reflect to it. It's a little bit of like a baby duochrome. So it's like, you can't even see it, basically. It's one of my favorite eyeshadows. I'm literally just going to take Samoa Silk, which is the same exact color, but without that reflect in it. And I'm just going to kind of blend around the edges, blend this up into my crease and around, in no particular rhyme or reason, just to make sure it's blended. But yeah, it's just kind of getting it on there, moving it around. If you don't like these orangey tones, I would say just pick 2 eyeshadows that you find attractive and use those to do something like this. It's more of like a monochromatic look. But typically, honestly, during the week, I don't wear makeup ever anymore, which is a far cry from when I used to work for MAC and wore makeup every single day. I need some eyeliner now, and I just need something to tight line with. So I'm going to use this kind of blackened brown kind of shade. It's a really, really dark brown, and I'm just going to tight line right in the roots of my lashes. I'm going under my lashes, just to give some definition there. Then I need to put some brow gel in my brows now at this point, and I have been using this Anastasia Brow Freeze, the gel version, and I think so far I like it. It holds my brow hairs in place. Everything stays where I put it all day, which is, I need that because I draw the ends of my brows on and just kind of brush the hairs over them to make them look like they're not drawn on. And that's been my problem with brow gels lately, is that they just don't keep things in place. And so far, Anastasia still knows what she's doing with brows. I still use Fix Plus, nobody's surprised. Fix Plus fixes all woes, all ills, and is a dry skin girlie's best buddy. Then before I do mascara, I do like to apply a brightening powder under my eyes. This helps to really set that area and prevent any creasing throughout the day. And I like the center of my face, especially under my eyes, to be a little bit more on the matte side, because it also will look like I have more coverage there, and I've done more work there than I actually did, because it's going to brighten, it's going to mattify that area, which makes that area appear to be more opaque, even though it's not. And then for mascara, I'm going to try this Firework mascara again. I think I like it. I've used it a couple of times. It's by Maybelline. Maybelline always has good mascaras. I'm usually pretty impressed with Maybelline mascaras 99% of the time. I think the thing with this mascara is this brush could be a little less wiggly. Like, it's very flexible, very bendy, which usually I don't mind, but I feel like the flexibility of the wand does a disservice to this mascara formula. See, this is what happens with this brush. Because it's too floppy and like flimsy, I feel like I get it on my eyelid. But anyway, That's basically all I do day in, day out these days. I don't do a lot. And if I'm not talking through it, it takes me like 15 minutes. Because I'll literally go back with like a gloss or like a lip oil and just kind of move the foundation off of my lips. Maybe I'll throw on a little lip liner. It depends on where I'm going. But that's essentially it. And I'll clean that off once it dries. But other than that, this is my day in, day out, everyday makeup look, whatever you want to say. So I'm probably going to be uploading like once a week. I've been kind of contemplating it while I'm doing this. At least in the beginning anyway, it'll be like once a week that I'll be uploading. I think. And I'll try to figure out when I can incorporate like shorts and things like that in there as well. But yeah. Back on YouTube after how many years? All right. I hope you guys have a good day, whatever you're doing. And I will see you guys, I guess, next week.